Tom Grinzik in the number 8, and Doug Thornton leads your field to the green. And we are racing Bucare, Skyler, Cervantes, and Frazier, the rest of your field.
Frazier had a really rough night last night. At one point had 2 left side flat tires on that 15 machine. Grinzik, on the other hand, had a great night last night. A little bit of contact going into turn number 1. Bucare on the inside, the number 4. Broen Skyler trying to move in on this mix.
Battle for third.
Battle for second. They're trying to get it to be a battle for second.
I guess, yeah, we can make it a big battle for second now. They're on top of each other. Thornton raced last night in the number 38T Western Pro Stock. Now getting challenged from the number 4X, Broen Skyler.
This great battle for second. Skyler on the inside in the 4 machine.
And around is the number 18 out of turn number 2. Cervantes spins it out, keeps it going. Nice little 360 action.
Yeah, right in front of Frazier. Frazier did a good job keeping it from smacking into Cervantes.
He might have put a bumper to Cervantes by accident. But I'm not. I'm up here and they're down there, so they had a better view of it. This track pretty slick. Tom Grinzik
doing what we saw him do last night, running that very high line where everyone else is kind of diving to the inside.
And leading as well.
He did that too last night, didn't he?
Did it all the way to the checkered flag, believe it or not. In fact, that was 2 times in a row that we've seen Tom take the checkered flag in front of our cameras. And Thornton trying to get around Skyler. You see them now working on that bottom groove. The fastest way to get by somebody is passing him on the inside of this track. And Thornton's trying to do so. Skyler knows what that 38T is trying to do as a white flag is flying. We got 2 flagmen here tonight. We got the official flagman and the unofficial flagman who's at the actual flag stand. Checkered flag, Tom Grinzik. Skyler second, Thornton third, Bucare fourth. Top 5 finish for the number 15F of number 2 for the hobby stocks. The number 15 straight up, Roger Noble, into his outside brand new car to us tonight, Jimmy Thompson. Junkyard Jimmy Thompson. As the green flag comes out and we're 3 wide. Flip-flop Tyler Irwin to the inside of the number 72 machine, 33 Robert Swearingen. Look at this battle up here. 4 cars under a blanket. Actually, top 6. All 6 cars are side by side as they race into turn number 3. Mike Hill Jr. in the number 59. And rounding out the field, the number 11 of Austin Phipps.
Look at this. 2 by 2 by 2.
You know, it's almost the same starting lineup and everything.
Swapped it around just a little bit. I got to give it to Junkyard. He's holding that 71 machine up there. Never seen that car before.
Oh, Phipps holding it way up high too. Keeps it off the wall, and a great battle for the lead up here. Stanley Steamer on the outside of Thompson and gets into Irwin. And if that's the only car collected, I'm impressed.
Oh, man.
But let's take a look at Irwin's right side, chewed up. Losing body panels. Oh, look at that big piece of steel flying. So flip-flop Tyler Irwin.
There's the caution.
Scattering this track full of body panels.
Holy cow, man. I didn't know what to expect.
I almost expected a rollover down the back straightaway.
Yeah, that was like your classic Daytona. Well, that 72 machine is beat up.
Now, the thing we got to look out for is what piece of metal that flew. How important is it? Because the wheels look like they're all, for the most part, moving.
Irwin had his issues last night.
That could just be some body bracing.
Did you turn on the GoPro on the back straightaway?
No.
Okay. I'm just wondering.
But there is a camera running on the back straightaway.
Yes, there is, sir.
Or Swearinger from the PA announcement. We go green. It is Swearingen, and the 15 of Noble is going to spin it out and take his time making a U-turn. He's doing it. Hang on. Let's give him some time and all the room he needs. There he goes. Roger Noble back up, going again. And oh, we got two scattering about on the front straightaway.
Yeah, the 11 almost overcorrected into the wall. Junkyard.
It's going to be an exciting night for these hobby stocks. You see.
Now the car in the lead here is the 33 machine. The 15's about to go a lap down.
Yeah, Noble, we saw him take his time making a U-turn on the front straightaway. And Swearingen getting by, so one lap down for Roger Noble in the number 15. Mike Hill Jr. in the second spot, the number 59. And Phibbs in third in the number 11. I think tonight's going to be one of those special nights we're going to stay zoomed in for a lot of what we can. Phibbs around in turn number 2. And he's trying to get it refired. White flag is flying for Swearingen. Noble's going to spin it out again on the front straightaway. We got a slippery track here tonight. If you haven't...
There's two cars that haven't had an issue in this race. And we're looking at them.
And funny enough, the two cars that are used to these racing conditions, checkered flag flying for the number 33. Robert Swearingen, Mike Hill Jr. in the second spot.
Heat race number 3 for the hobby stocks, getting ready to go. 6 machines. And starting with them, the number 15C of Chris Whitford on the front row. To his outside, the 81X of Jacob Jones. Taylor James is in the 3 machine. The 2X, Jimmy Irwin. 123 is driven by Dylan Hager, and rounding out this field, Sean Martin Sr. in the 5 machine. We're green flagging into turn number 1, 3 wide almost for the lead. Here comes Jimmy Irwin,
who made a lot of changes overnight.
Yeah, he talked about it. He said yesterday he couldn't have hated the heat race more, but he had fun in the main event. Made the right changes. Let's see if they made the right changes here now. Whitford leads lap number 1 with Jones still working the outside. James on the inside looking for second. And the 5 of Sean Martin Sr. into the wall. Pancakes it out of turn number 2, and that car's not going to turn. He's going to almost capture the wall again.
That's going to be the second time he's hit the wall. Flat right front.
You see the right front flat tire? It's not giving up, but the car's not going to... I don't think it's going to give him too much. He's still going for it. As this side-by-side action for second place continues with Janes. You see Jones and Janes.
An announcer's nightmare. Not these two drivers, just their last names.
Yeah, Whitford hasn't been able to really break away from this pack. Opens up a couple car lengths. Sean Martin Sr. in the pits. Pulled it into the infield. These drivers don't have the ability to pull it off into the pit area during a race because they have a hatch that they need to open up between races. It's a safety feature here that they have at Santa Maria Raceway.
Well, it's because the pits are on the outside, and the way this track is laid out, you do not want to hook a car into that corner.
No,
so Whitford, your leader, there he is, the number 15C machine.
Yeah, Whitford. Jones and Janes continue to battle it out for second. Irwin looks content in fourth. And by content, I'm sure he hates being there, but... These drivers don't have to worry about a heat race tonight. 23 of them. 23 will start. It'll be the biggest main event of the night. The rest will start 22. James still working that inside line. I've seen some posters around for Taylor James. This is vote for Taylor James.
I believe something to do.
Some kind of a competition.
And if she does win, $10,000 richer.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, out of turn number 4, Whitford is going to take the victory. I don't think that was a $10,000 heat race, though.
No, but that would be exciting if it was.
Yeah.
It looked like it was for the second spot.
Yeah. Final heat race for the hobby stocks. Paul Miller in the number 22 will start on the front row. To the inside, to his outside, the number 12H of Brent Hosfeld. Row number 2 gives us the 30H of Doug Haggio and the number 49 machine, which we saw broken at the end of last night. Alvin Ince got that right front fixed. Rounding out the field, the 9 3/4 of Eddie Williams. I used to have a Hot Wheels from McDonald's that was 0.5.
Oh, man.
Haggio looking to the inside, is not going to be able to hold it, but Hausfeld now going to make a move to the outside looking for the lead. Paul Miller may have been the last car to arrive tonight in the pits. But hey, that's okay. He's probably watching the Indy 500.
He probably was.
Miller kind of running a lower line. Hausfeld again getting a good run off of turn 4 to put it to the outside.
They tickled each other as they went by the front straightaway.
They tickled each other.
Yes.
Yeah. These tough hobby stocks and they're tickling. Lap 2 on the board, 6 laps to go. It'll be 5 at the line. Hausfeld still working that outside line.
They almost did it again.
They tell you, if you're going to get around a pack, go where they're not. For Hausfeld right now, this could also be valuable information for the main event if he's able to make this work. Right now, though, he has not been able to. He watered down the track just before hot laps earlier today. This track kind of notorious for having a little bit stranger characteristic than most tracks, Tommy, because we're so close to the coastline. Sometimes this track actually gets more moisture as the night goes on.
Yes, very true.
Hausfeld now looking at the inside, see if he can complete this pass for the lead. And we're pushing each other going into turn number 1. Hausfeld on the inside of Miller. Hausfeld clears and makes the pass. But Paul Miller's now to the inside, looking for it. Contact! Hausfeld gets turned out of turn number 4. And everyone's going to get by. No caution, and Haggio now gets into Paul Miller for the lead. And Miller has a flat left rear tire. Suddenly, Doug Haggio and the 30H machine takes over the lead. Change of events, it only takes a blink of an eye. White flag in the air for the 30H. Ince now moves into second. Here comes Williams looking for third. 9 3/4. The fun part is Hausfeld and Miller are going to cross the line side by side for this 4th spot. And you know Hausfeld probably isn't worried about crossing the line right now. Haggio going to take the victory in this heat race. Ince, Williams, who's going to get back to the line for 4th? Hausfeld did not beat him.
And wave number 1.
I think he's practicing his sign language.
On the pole in this modified heat race number 1 at the Nationals, the number 111 machine, Logan Drake, and the 3 of Ryan Lauer. Green flag is flying. We are racing the 5R machine. That's Carl Rose. 2C, last night's main event winner, Dwayne Cleveland. Phil Eagleston in the 15E, Brian Clark, 51B. And a yellow. And I'm surprised.
4 wide.
4 wide. I think we are on the same page. And the 7H over there, the black, green, and purple machine. That's Stephen Hoff. And behind him, the number 25, Austin Burke. And rounding out the field, the number 5K of Mike Kirby. I don't know if I've mentioned the 222 machine, but that is driven by Cody Laney.
So they didn't like that start?
Whose fault was it? Do you think it was Drake?
I think it was our fault.
Do you think it was Lauer's? Do you think it was a guy who's beating himself up with a cone?
Now, Rose, we saw have a very interesting heat race yesterday.
Oh, man.
The other half of that interesting moment, however, is not in this race.
No. And the third half of that interesting moment, I guess the third of the interesting moment, is not even in town today.
Yeah, but we had dinner with him.
28H, Daryl Hughes.
At Jack in the Box.
Loaded up and headed home. Too much damage to repair after that fiasco. Green flag is flying for the restart. Looks like nobody's complaining.
Oh, they're about to.
Logan Drake's going to loop it in front of the inside groove. all by himself. Dwayne Cleveland with a run on the inside of Ryan Lauer. Not able to get the job done. Look at this, and the caution comes out for the 111 machine of Logan Drake.
Yesterday we did have a one and done roll.
And I believe that would affect him as well. Top 4 transfer, am I correct, Jeffrey?
Top 4, so that's our transfer spot. 3 heat races, taking 16 of these cars, and then we're gonna have to, I believe it's 2 B main events.
All right, Carl Rose. All right, Ryan Lauer. Are you gonna mess up? Green flag. 3rd attempt at this first modified heat race.
Oh, we're beating and banging.
Carl Rose out into the lead. The number 3, Ryan Lauer, in the 2nd spot. A bit of a jostling around. Lauer to the inside for the lead, not able to get the job done. Dwayne Cleveland on the high side moves into the 2nd spot. And could he continue that run up into the lead on the outside, and does the job down the back straightaway. Dwayne Cleveland with a rocket ship this weekend, continuing where he left off last night in the feature. Mike Kirby having some sort of an issue. He's going to pull it off into the infield. Top 4 battle you're watching at the 15E. Eagleston trying to hold off the 51B Surfer Dude Brian Clark for the transfer spot. Right ahead, battle for the 2nd spot. You're keeping an eye, though, if you're watching who's in and who's out. That 15E machine on the bubble, Eagleston, now gets some pressure to the outside of Clark. And then 51B.
Yeah, Cleveland just running away right now. And again, the transfer spot with 4 laps to go in this heat race. It's Eagleston versus Clark. Clark had a bit of a scary moment last night, getting around right in front of the whole field. Eagleston is going to have to hold on to it. He's going to lose a spot here. Clark running that outside. Lauer still trying to do something with Rose. But it's all about this position right here. Laney on the inside of Clark for the transfer spot.
Laney in the 222 machine, normally driven by Larry Hood. Clark making a run to the outside. Who's it going to be? White flag is flying. Dwayne Cleveland checked out. On its way home to the checkered flag.
Who's going to make the main event?
Cleveland will cross the line for the heat race win. Who's it going to be out of the turn number 4? Brian Clark, muscling by Cody Laney on the high side.
Good race.
To the A main event. IMCA modified heat race number 2. Creeping along when we're racing. Brad Pounds out to the lead. Wilson in the 2nd spot. Battle for the 3rd spot. Your bubble spot right in here. Nick DiCarlo on the outside looking in.
Transfer spot battle. And it's a big one. Reeves on the outside of the Zero machine. DiCarlo going to take over the 4th spot. Looks like the 5L of Carlo Laney going to try and follow through. Also in that mix, 98 of Alex Stanford. The C9 of Chad Rickenback.
He's trying to work his way into this show.
21J, that's Crockett. And rounding out this field is the 75 of Brad Prowse. Battle for 3rd now, heating up. 396 Alex Wilson trying to hold off DiCarlo. Top 2 have pulled away from this pack. Brad Pounds in the 15B. The 41 of Danny Lauer. Reeves right now getting a lot of pressure from Stanford back into the inside of the 98 Black Machine. And this pack is trying to catch up to the 396 of Alex Wilson. That is your transfer spot. You get into that spot, you get into the A main event without having to worry about either of the B mains. Back on the inside of Reeves, almost making contact. And here comes Stanford. 4th place, the position that matters in this heat race. Stanford trying to make a move. White flag out for Brad Pounds. This is the last lap to make something happen if you're going to make it in the main event. Stanford on the inside. Wilson holding a good line on the outside, though, pinching Stanford just enough. Here comes Rickenback to the outside looking for a transfer spot. The battle ain't done. Brad Pounds wins the heat race. Lauer's in the main event. DeCarlo's in the main event. Who's going to be the last transfer? It's going to be Stanford.
Oh, man. At the line. Gets it done and holds off that C9. I was convinced that C9 Rickenback had it out of turn number 4. But Stanford holds him off. And we're getting ready for heat number 3. The number 198, Robbie Sawyer, starts on the pole to his outside, while Bill Bartels in the number 77 inside. Row number 2, the 16B, Jeffrey, that is driver Randy Brown. And to his outside, the number 2T, Paul Terrones. The 9 XXX will start on the inside of row number 3. Cheddar Cheese, Chet Reeves. And the number 21 on his outside. That is driven by Austin Rodarty.
I think Chet Reeves has a antenna, so they can drive that RC car.
17 and Steve Nolan. 2, Bobby Hogue. And the 24, Roger Holder. Getting ready for heat race number 3. We are racing. Sawyer out to an early lead. Top 4 battles, which you want to watch. Chet Reeves trying. He's on the outside looking in. Trying to do some window shopping on Terrones right now. And he's got a nose. Nope, not anymore. Battle for the transfer spot. You're watching it right now. And trouble behind them a little bit. Holder bouncing around on the inside of Nolan. Rodarty slips back. Here comes Hogue. Trying to not start tonight in a B main event. He gets by Terrones, but he's got to get by Cheddar Cheese, Chet Reeves, and the 9 XXX machine. Battle for the transfer spot right there down the back straightaway. Hogue and Reeves, they're closing in on Bill Bartels. And Bartels spins out in front of Reeves, collects Hogue. Spins
damage on Hogue's machine.
Yellow flag. I gotta learn my colors. See, Hogue has a torn up right side and a flat right rear.
We saw one of the hobby stocks yesterday get away with finishing off the heat race with a flat left rear. I don't know how far you're going to be able to go with the flat right rear. You see Hogue pulling it in. B-main again for Bobby Hogue.
Yeah, not the modified weekend he's been looking for. Just got caught up by Bartel's spin over in turn number 2.
You know this is only going to make him mad, so he goes and wins the late model heat race. That rear end's moving more than it should be, I think.
Bartel's going to continue on.
I don't know how long that car's going to continue on.
Potentially.
24, Roger Holder.
Bartels, that car might be crabbing. It's also dragging.
And Bill Bartels checks out okay.
At least it's not spitting fire.
Gets that same Ford Loose Auto.
Well, that changes up the complexion of this race to get into the main event.
So
you see that? Do you see the antenna I'm talking about on Chet Reeves?
Oh yeah, that's actually a GoPro flag, if you will. So every time that car goes sideways, it is always pointing forward. Aerodynamic.
It just looks like he has a wild hair.
Yeah, he probably does. Getting ready for the restart. Holder in the 4th spot. He's in the A main feature right now. Tarones on the outside looking in. That 2T machine. Robbie Sawyer leads the field to the turn number 1. Randy Brown in the 2nd spot. Reeves 3rd.
Battle for 2nd.
See, cheaters, Brett Reeves. I'm sorry, but I butchered it from the start, so I continued on. I just kept my foot on the gas. Chet Reeves in the 2nd spot. Holder not done in 4th. He wants the 3rd spot from Randy Brown. Trying to search high and low.
Good battle behind them, Tarones and Rodardi.
Rodardi down low in the 21 machine. Gets by. And a battle for the 3rd spot. The West Coast Wild Man, we call him. Roger Holder going into the 3rd spot underneath the 16B of Brown. Now Brown trying to do the crossover. And he does, but here comes Holder now to the inside. Great battle for the 3rd spot. Holder gets into the spot. And Brown's going to go back to the inside. White flag flying for Robbie Sawyer. Rodardi's on a charge. He's got a couple more corners to try to make it into the show. Out of turn number 4, the 198, Robbie Sawyer, checkered flag. And the 3rd heat race for the IMCA modified. Holder will finish 3rd. Brown will finish in 4th and move him into the A main event. Rodardi, Tarones, and Noland all going to the B main. What do you see?
Bobby Hogue dropped something.
He dropped, what did he drop?
His glove.
Oh.
As if this moment couldn't get any worse.
If his Knights already started pretty bad, now he dropped his glove. His white glove too. On dirt.
Let's not rub it in. He's gonna need OxyClean.
If only he could say. If only Billy Mays could say. Mighty mended.
Heat race number 4. 4 more cars to transfer in the 16 transferred page of written.
Okay.
All right. Now, yeah, this is it. Only 4 more cars get to move on to the A main event. The rest of the B main event, starting on the front row, the 174, Ethan Dotson to his outside, the 28P of John Piker. Number 7 machine, Chris Cromp, and the 02 of Mark Davis. Green flag is not in the air. Flagman isn't even going to wave the green flag. He's just going to hold it out and look disappointed at the rest of the field. Caution. Actually, the start was fine. What they're upset about is that low-budget TV didn't get through the starting lineup.
I think that's what it was.
I could just see the disappointment on their face. So let's not keep them waiting. The 77 machine starting on the inside of row number 3 is Kenny Kirkpatrick. The 25 of Josh Vogt. Vogt we saw finish 2nd place last night in the main event. Had a good run going. Even touched the lead for just a lap. Then also the 39, Kyle Wilson. The 20 machine is Cody Burke. The 12 of Josh Combs, and rounding out the field, the 12M of Larry Moody. Nope, see, I didn't get it done in time, so the flagman is still upset with me. I tried, man.
The green is out.
No, it's not. Caution.
See, the flagman spooked me because I think he was waving. I think he had both hands like, "What up, guys?" And he had his green flag flying as well.
John Piker and Ethan Dotson now get to restart in the rear. I'm noticing Ethan Dotson has redone his right rear quarter panel since this race started, and it hasn't even actually started yet.
Redone as in a bad way.
Yeah, as in it's
he
riding up his leg.
Yeah.
So.
And Moody, here's Moody in the number 12M machine.
I think John Piker's trying to blow his motor to show his displeasure.
And there is Josh Combs in the 12 machine. The 12 will be in one single row by themselves.
Well, two different strategies here. Ethan Dotson's going to stop to go to the rear. John Piker's going to lap the field.
I think the flagman had an issue with that. I think the starter had an issue with that because the field was getting on the gas halfway through the corner, maybe? What would you think, Jeffrey?
I just don't think I got through the starting lineup quick enough.
Okay.
I got to Larry Moody when the green flag should have come out, and that was way too late.
And we're ready for the restart.
No, I kind of saw what you saw. Maybe they didn't like how early they were starting. We saw a main event last night actually get restarted, kind of actually even before the center of the turn last night.
Yeah.
I think that was in the hobby stock race, but maybe in the heats they're buckling down a little bit more on it. So starting on the front row now is Chris Crump in that 7 machine in the 02 of Davis. A lot of drivers that did not have the opportunity to just start in the main event, having to deal with B mains, looking for a little bit of luck in this heat race. They're giving the 1 to go. I noticed the flagman's now giving the 1 to go with the restart flag, as if he's gonna just wave that.
Yeah, he did.
Strategy. Oh, now he's grabbing the green flag. So now there's hope. All right, nice and tight. The 2 drivers that were supposed to start on the front row are now starting in row number 5. We'll see what they can do in this heat race. Watching for the green. It is in the air. The flagman liked that one. And contact. Kirkpatrick Vogt gonna go around and a lot of cars stacking in.
And continuing on.
3 wide down the back straightaway. Remember, Vogt finished second in the main event last night. If he has to deal with a B main, that's going to be damper to his attempts. Wilson's deck lid's open. Kirkpatrick got 2 sideways, lost all of his momentum. Now going to lose several spots in that battle. The 174 machine, Ethan Dotson, holds the transfer spot. In 2 laps, that driver was able to go from last up to 4th.
Not too shabby.
Out to end. Josh Combs in the 12th machine, he made it into the A main event last night. Piker right now in the 28P, battling out with 77 Kirkpatrick. A little bit of contact between him and Vogt. Running away with this race is Crump. Absolutely no pressure for him. Battle for second, not side by side, just nose to tail is Davis.
Jeffrey Wilson's cheating right now with that spoiler.
What? Oh my goodness.
Wilson is cheating right now with that spoiler.
Yes. The 20 machine, Cody Burke looking at the outside of Davis, now trying to take up the second spot. He'll take it. Davis still holds on to third. Dotson's closing in from behind. 3 laps to go.
Dotson holds on to that transfer spot and running away from John Piker in the 28P. Davis goes wide. Here comes Dotson to the inside.
Davis still in a safe zone, but he's got to watch out. 2 Hungary drivers are behind him. They're side by side, though, as the white flag flies for Crump. Vote up and over Piker. Piker around, and this could bring out the yellow. It won't bring the will. Yes.
There's the yellow.
I was watching the flagman throw out all that.
John Piker getting run over there. You see the damage shredded up left side.
Could we see a bit of displeasure from Piker right now? I think we're about to. He got that thing to drive forward.
A swing and a miss for that 28P.
You know, just a couple nationals ago here at Santa Maria, we saw Piker get into it with a different driver in a different division. I think Piker's feeling good to go.
I'm surprised they didn't take out that radiator there. Look at it. Tore out everything in front of the radiator.
I imagine you were well into that battle.
Oh yeah. But I guess he got lucky there. Hopefully it's only cosmetic for that 28P, so he can continue on in the B main event tonight.
He's kind of driving, but it definitely looked like the left front had a lot of damage. John's like, what? I can keep going. I'm good. Well,
Not a happy man.
one driver who did not want to see that come out was Davis in the 02 machine. But his potential advantage is the car behind him just wrecked.
Yeah, Vogt had a charge to the inside. And charged right over.
There's something about getting two fast, aggressive drivers side by side that makes things interesting.
I'm done.
One till green. It'll be what I believe could be a green-white and then checkered. A one-lap shootout to determine this one, Tommy.
Oh man, well let's see how it's gonna shake out. Like you mentioned, Jeffrey, Davis had a fast car behind for that transfer spot. Davis in the 02 in the show. Vogt on the outside looking in. Vogt just climbed over a car,
Yeah.
but has a fast one here tonight.
No. That's not gonna work.
No.
Green and white.
Oh, look at this. Cone stuck on the back bumper. Davis had the tail. You see
Caution
that?
flag gonna come out. And Davis now in trouble.
And that it's almost out of there. He had the cone by hostage.
They want it back too.
They're gonna have to go find it, chase it down.
I think it's his, man.
It is.
Finders keepers.
That thing's not coming out easy. It's gone 2 laps around the 3rd mile.
Kirkpatrick pulls it into the infield. Looks like his heat race is done. He'll have to deal with the B main event.
I just hope someone tunes in right this minute and sees
This. And is wondering what the heck happened.
Kirkpatrick. Yeah, Kenny
Davis
Kirkpatrick.
looks like he's getting his spot back, but it could be from his own personal call. They're telling him stop. I think he's stop. Our,
Josh Combs being sent into the infield as well.
he didn't steal a cone.
No, he didn't, but he did get involved in that. So maybe that's the case.
Could be damage, maybe. They see something that Josh doesn't. Yeah, just one of your stack ups. Kind of looked like the first 3 cars didn't really want to get going. Oh, now the fireman's in on it, Tommy. He's in on it.
Look at that.
He's saying, stop. 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 Davis in the 02 machine.
I wonder what Davis thinks right now. You have a cone in your bumper. What? You have a cone in your bumper.
So?
And now they're explaining to him something.
Probably has to do with watching the officials. Fun stuff, huh?
Always is.
We get to do another green-white checkered. And that, all that puts Vogt now in a transfer spot. Maybe. Nope. Davis gets to retake his spot. So at somewhere in there, they determined that Davis was not to blame.
Bit of a stack up there, I'd imagine.
Looked like Davis started to go, and everyone in front of him didn't. When perhaps they should have been on the gas.
Chris Cromp in the number 7 machine will lead the field to the green. We go racing.
Green and white. Vogt immediately making a move to the outside for the transfer spot. Davis doing everything he can to hold him off. 1 lap to determine who makes it into the A main event. Vogt working the outside line. Davis works it on the inside. Crump, Burke, Dotson, and Vogt will make it into the A main. I had a feeling that of all the drivers there, Davis was the one who didn't want to see that caution come out earlier. And I can guarantee you, that was not the one he wanted to see.
Heat race number 1 for the IMCA Sport Mods, getting ready to get going. On the pole, the number 27 Jeffrey. That is driven by Chris Cromp. And to his outside, the 88C. That is driven.
Chris Cromp just won the last heat race.
Yes, but that, who knows? 88C, Austin Ruskoff, 17. The Dirt Princess, Tracy Childress. And to her outside is the
98.
number 98. That is driven by Gary Rayburn Jr. 15 will start on the inside, Anthony Giuliani. To his outside, the 30H, Aaron Cervantes. The 128, Keith Brown Jr. And the 14, green flag of Matthew Hagio. 14H machine. Ruskoff out to the early lead. Cromp in the second spot. The Dirt Princess slips back all the way and gets in a very tight battle with these drivers. Battle for the transfer spot. You see the 15 Batmobile versus Brown in the 128. Keith Brown Jr. working that inside groove.
Single file ahead of this.
Best battle on track is what you're watching for, and that's for the transfer spot. Keith Brown Jr. on the inside. Looks like the 15 is going to try the high side, Giuliani. Oh, and Cervantes gets into Hagio, and that could bring out a caution here on lap number 2. Hagio gets it fired up, and we stay racing.
Battle for the lead starting to brew up between Rayburn and Ruskoff.
Ruskoff holding off Rayburn. Rayburn putting the bumper on.
Oh, and we're squeezing. Transfer spot battle.
Giuliani in the Batmobile still racing it out with Keith Brown Jr. Also, Cromp in the middle of this one. Cromp in the third spot. He could have his hands full here halfway through this heat race. Number 1 for the Sport Mods. Look at this. Look at this. We got a battle for the lead brewing. I mean, not too crazy yet, but the battle here for the transfer spot has been one to watch all race long. Keith Brown Jr. still trying to get in the show. Just now battling a different competitor, Cromp in the 27. White flag flying for Ruskoff. He's been leading this whole thing.
Oh, 15 in the wall.
Scrapes the wall. Giuliani taps it with the right rear quarter panel. Continues on in the third spot. Battle for the transfer spot. Here comes Brown in the 128 to the inside of Cromp. Ruskoff will take the checkered flag, and Keith Brown Jr. moves into the show on the very last corner. Tracy Childress around. Oh man, I was going to say patience was key for Brown, and he finally lost his patience there on the last lap and had to muscle his way up into the show. Hell of a job for Keith Brown Jr. Austin Ruskoff, though, I wouldn't say he was cruising to victory, but he looked very strong out front.
Yeah, it didn't really, just had to hold off Rayburn there.
Ruskoff, we talked to him very quickly as we had to run up here.
Yeah, he liked what he felt.
He liked what he felt. He also knows that tonight's going to be a learning night for that Sport Mod driver, purely because this track has been different, unlike any other racetrack he's raced this year.
Good race for the Sport Mods.
He raced number 3 for the IMCA Modifieds,
Number
Jeffrey.
2. I was
You're right. You're right. You got me planted that seed in my brain.
5K, Brenda Kirby going to start on the front row. Oh, we actually have drivers that we don't have names for.
Austin Fry in the 5A.
And 3 wide behind him. We're watching the battle for 4th. That is the transfer spot. And on the inside, looking for the 16 of the Outlaw. That's Childress. He's now into the 4th spot, just in front of him, the 13M of Matt Mayo. 28 machine, that's driven by Paul Harris. 74, Wayne Dotson. We had lunch with Wayne.
Yeah, we did.
89M of Michael Black. Yeah, we went out to that barbecue place and lo and behold, Wayne Dotson's there as well. So we were all having some good eating.
Austin Fry out in the lead in the number 5A machine. Always a good-looking car when he shows up.
The one driver that was neglected on the sheet.
Well, how about that? And he's been here all weekend, too. That's what's funny.
They actually have him listed as a 54. So that A threw them off a little.
Yeah. Battle for third.
One car around, it's Paul Harris. Riding around near the back of the field. He continues it going.
How about the Outlaw passing 2 cars?
Well, remember here, too, Mayo's in the field in the 13M, but he wants to get past Kirby in the 5K because that will put him in contention for that draw-redraw.
And here's Dotson and Michael Black. They've been racing for a lap together.
They have been. Kirby holding off Mayo so far. 3 laps to go in this heat race. Michael Black needs to catch up to Mayo if he's going to make it into this main event before having to deal with a B main. Side by side. Mayo looking on the outside to get around Kirby. Harris around again. He gets out of the way. We stay green. 2 laps to go. Kirby still trying to hold off. And Michael Black now moving into this mix. If these two have any sort of contact, Black's right there. White flag is in the air.
They did make contact, but nothing significant.
Michael Black, though, down to the inside of Mayo. This is to transfer into the A main event. Who's it going to be? At the line, it's Fry taking the victory. Childress in second. And who's going to be our last transfer? Mayo will hold off Black. Kirby also making it in. That leaves Dotson and Harris going to spin it out for the hat trick.
That's right. There he is, the 5A. Austin Fry, your winner here tonight. We didn't see too much of him because he was checked out and looking strong, as well as at 16 of the Outlaw Rick Childress Jr. Mayo and the 13M rounds out your top 3. Field at the ready. I believe we're 1 to go this time by. So we get ready for the starting lineup. Heat race number 3 for the IMCA Modifieds. On the pole, the number 38S of Quick, Nick Sylvester. And to his outside, the number 63, Aaron Farrell. Inside row number 2, the number 9 straight up of Elton Schaefer. And to his outside, the 22C, Michael Johnson. Inside row number 3, the 9 of Jordan Hager. And the number 75, B Machine, Brendan Fry. Austin Fry's teammate. And rounding out the field, the number 32 of Tina Pounds. Getting ready for the green flag. Field pacing through turns number 3 and 4. Nick Sylvester will get the green flag, and we are racing. Michael Johnson sneaks down into the inside. Jordan Hager spins it out all by himself. Farrell in the number 63 in the second spot, riding the high groove. White or yellow flag. Second time I've done that tonight. I don't know why I confused my white with yellow.
That's what happens when you're colorblind, right?
But I'm not. That's the problem. I have no excuse. Nick Sylvester getting ready to take the green flag. Second attempt at this third heat race for the Sport Mods. We go green.
Look at Johnson throwing it on that outside line. Oh, boy.
3 wide into turn number 3. Jordan Hager in the 9J battling it out with the 9 of Schaefer. And Schaefer and Fry make contact.
Not the first time that these two have already hit.
Oh, man. Tina Pounds watching this whole thing play out in that 32 machine. She's looking to the inside of Fry. Battle for the second spot way up here in turn number 4. Michael Johnson sneaks by Farrell in the 63.
Tina right now, even if she gets around the 9, that only moves her up to 5th.
Jordan Hager, who spun out before the caution, has moved his way up into the A main event. And in the 4th spot, you see a battle here for 5th. Pounds and Fry. Brendan Fry, in the number 75B. Nick Sylvester, though, in the lead.
One car off the pace, it's the 9 machine.
Yeah, Schaefer up the track. Not sure what the issue is. I'm taking a look as you're watching the leaders down the back straightaway. Flat right rear for Schaefer in the number 9. So that would be the issue. Sylvester with the lead, a few car lengths over Michael Johnson's 22C machine. Fry loops it over in turn number 2. Continues on. Farrell in the 63 in the 3rd spot, and Jordan Hager in 4th. At a very comfortable distance there between 4th and 5th.
Yep. And for Johnson right now in 2nd place, there's really no incentive for him to go up. I mean, besides the fact that he'll win the heat race.
But winning isn't necessarily everything in a heat race for the sport mod. It's all about trying to survive before you go racing. White flag is out. Johnson is on the charge. He's got a couple of corners left to do anything. Throws it into turn number 3. But Nick Sylvester will hang on and take the checkered flags in the 3rd Sport Mod heat race. Brendan Fry crosses the line. He had a wild heat ride, getting ready for the 4th and final IMCA Sport Mod heat race. Tim Paddock in the 117 will start on point to his outside, the number 51V. That is Von Vonders. Inside row number 2, the number 40, Nick Spainhoward. Kevin Johnson in the 20, winner last night at Bakersfield Speedway. Starts on the outside of row number 2. The 3AC, who's on a hot streak, Levi Kiefer, Kel Kankey in the 33, and rounding out the field, Billy the Kid Simpkins, 68J.
Green flag in the air.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there goes Paddock around. And somehow, everyone's able to tiptoe around him.
Kevin Johnson got some contact. And
caution.
Yellow is out. Tim Paddock not able to get that 117 machine fired back up. No, he does. So what's Kristen Copley on the chase for?
He is on the look for our camera.
Oh, man.
Given where it was, which was in turn 2, which is very inaccessible to most people, it tells me that someone must have picked it up.
They probably thought that you left it there, like you set it down and then left it.
It looks like it doesn't belong. It looks like a piece of...
Yeah, Santa Maria Raceway, great summer retreat. We go racing.
Try this again. Green flag is out. Spainhauer to the inside and immediately going to jump to the lead. Paddock right now riding in the middle and some contact. The 20 machine of Johnson. Kevin Johnson having issues, but he's able to keep it going. Battle for the transfer spot. The 68 James Simpkins is going to take over the spot right now. And I believe it's the 51V of Bondera that is holding on to the 3rd spot right now, trying to hold off Simpkins, and Paddock. Battle also for the lead. Kiefer looking to take it over from the 40 of Spainhauer. He will do it. Bondera slips wide. Maybe a little bit of contact down the back straightaway. He holds on to it. And now that throws a whole new set of players up there in the top 3 and 4. Simpkins holds the 3rd spot, but he's being chased down by the 33 of Kel Kankey.
Here's your top 2 on the screen. Levi Kiefer. And the 3AC, who's been winning the last couple of main events on Low Budget TV's camera. But got his streak cut and slashed apart last night when that 20 machine of Kevin Johnson won it at Bakersfield Speedway. We were here, of course, but they were racing the regular Sport Mod class. which a lot of them do come from Bakersfield, it seems. There's the 40 of Nick Spain-Howard, who's won a ton of races last year. Going for a California State
Bandera going to spin out in turn number 4. I'm now stepping on that GoPro. The photographer's got showered in dirt. Wide flag out for Levi Kiefer. Spain-Howard's going to lose a spot to Simpkins. Oh, and lap traffic going to spin out in front of Kiefer now.
A lot to watch in this heat race.
It's a sport mod heat race. What do you expect? Checkered flag to Levi Kiefer in the 3AC. Simpkins, Spain-Howard, and Kanky will be your top 4. Top 3 are in it for the redraw. Redraw, of course, basically means all those numbers get mixed into a bag, and they get a discovery.
Oh, I had to do this for YouTube. Getting ready for the first heat race for the late models here tonight. Sunday edition of the Nationals. The number 84 will start on the pole. That is Jeff Decker. And to his outside, the number 7, Cody Laney. Inside, row number 2, the 28 of Chester Niss. Dwayne Cleveland on the outside, the number 2C. The 96M, that is Matt Michelli. And rounding out the field, the number 99 of Mitch Moeller. Field at the ready. Green flag. And Decker leads him into turn number 1. Laney on the high side, he's going to get the pass made out of turn number 2. Dwayne Cleveland in the 3rd spot. No B main for the late models here tonight.
We did tear up a couple last night.
Yes, we did. In fact, 10 of them were caught up in a restart incident. I believe every car involved is here tonight and ready to race. Michelli and Niss duking it out in the 5th spot.
Everyone else pretty strung out in front of this.
This is the best battle. This is the only battle to watch on track. How about the number 99 right in front of this group, who's going to become involved in this one soon? Your Arizona driver coming all the way down. How about probably 10 or so hours of a drive of Mitch Moeller, the number 99. It's pretty cool of him to come and say hi.
You see Cleveland up here in 3rd. No pressure for him. Yeah. Decker, who was not here last night, in 2nd.
And it looks like he's changed his paint scheme a little bit, but you still see the target on the number 84 machine.
And then your leader, Cody Laney.
Cody Laney, that car looking good. You see it heading into turn number 3. Flying out here. Smooth looking car lap after lap. Battle right here. For 4th between Michelli and Moeller. Michelli in the 96M on the low side. White flag flying for the number 7, Cody Laney. Best battle to watch right here. As these drivers take the white flag, going into turn number 3 though. Leader from the start pretty much. The number 7, Cody Laney, takes the checkered flag. Who's it going to be for 4th? Matt Michelli will not get the job done. It'll be Moeller in the number 99, Mitch Moeller from Arizona, doing the deed on the outside and get the job done. I'm going to step over here and chat a little bit about Santa Maria Raceway. This track went under a bit of a transformation at the end of last year. I believe we had a change of management, and thus I believe 2 people that we'd known a while ago took over. Christian Copley, you can tell us a story. How busy were you guys over this offseason taking care of Santa Maria Raceway?
Santa Maria Raceway definitely started off as a big project, and that's why it went from Speedway to Raceway. After taking care of a lot of issues of the seasons prior to this, it's been really challenged to get everything to be perfect. But once we got the Nationals here this weekend, 120 cars showing up, it's a great feeling.
Absolutely. You guys have done a great job transforming this track. I know that you guys, this used to have an infield pit area. It's all on the outside. It used to be a cluster on the backstretch area, but you have a parking area, a camping area, a huge packed pits, literally surrounding this entire track, wall-to-wall pit area.
Definitely. The facility is a great place to have a very big event. We have a lot of places to camp, plenty of pit space. With taking the infield pits out, it did limit us a little bit, but you know, compensating and making our pit area in the backfield bigger definitely helped. Everyone's super excited to race here, and I can't thank all of our officials and you guys for coming out and helping and supporting us.
Absolutely. Christian Copley right here next to us, doing a great job, him and his family, on the Santa Maria Raceway after they took over management early on in the off season and continued on, and now we're at the 2-day Nationals event, one of the biggest events they have all season long. The next time we'll be out here will be on Sunday, September 9th for the Simpkins Memorial. That'll be the next time we're out here, and so we'll be back in September. Thank you, Christian, and good luck to the rest of the season.
Really appreciate it, and hope you guys have a great race tonight.
Oh, we will, and same to you. Heat race number 2 for the late models, getting ready to go. I stole it from Jeffrey. We were supposed to switch there.
Switch right now.
Yeah,
Anything's
exactly.
happening.
Steve Drake, your fastest qualifier, will start on the inside. Clay Daly in the 32B outside. Justin Rich in the 63, the 4B machine. Keeping an eye on things. I'm sorry, the 4R, Anthony Restad. 3, Anthony Pombo, and rounding out the field, the number 37 of Ray Cribble. Drake and Daly duking it out. Clay Daly will take the lead out of turn number 2. Lap number 2 when they cross the line.
Boy, we're still battling for the lead.
We are duking it out. Now, for the viewers that don't know, you might have a question as to why they're the light, and we always like to spotlight it. But your leader, the 32B, has the orange light on top of his roof. It does not do anything telemetry-wise. It doesn't light up when he hits the brake. It doesn't stay on when he hits the gas. It's for the car owner, and what that light is for is when this track gets dusty or any other track, as we have a crash going into turn number 2 or 1. Now
These two were driving side by side for a good majority of this race.
They spun it out, and when they both had a synchronized spin.
But you know what? That's what this puppy's there for.
That's right.
That being a wall camera.
They literally had a synchronized spin and then finally made contact. Slight contact on exit. But I was going to finish off. The roof light for Clay Daly, purely for the car owner, so he can keep an eye when the track gets dusty and know where that 32B is at all times. So not quite a leash, but close enough.
That's what I'm going to do with my children. Instead of a leash, I'm going to put a light on top of their head.
Put a light on top of their head. So both drivers continuing on. No major contact. A lot of cosmetic with the 37, who took the brunt of the contact. And we continue on here. Lap number 3. I gotta say, it's fun to see Kappenmeyer and Copley again. Last time we saw them were years ago at Irwindale Speedway when they were competing in the Southwest Tour Truck Division.
Yep.
Copley a champion at Irwindale Speedway, and they always lived up here and now are taking over this speedway. Clay Daly leads the field back to the green flag. We are racing. Restart lap number 3. Comes Drake and then 11 next to the inside of Daly. Battle for the lead as they go into turn number 3. These two have been duking it out all race long in this heat race.
Restad working that inside line too much.
Too soon there in turn number 1. Spins it out, the 4R machine. If he has troubles, which he does, trying to get it restarted, we go yellow. Here we go for the restart. Lap number 4. We're going to try this one again. Pombo trying to look for a way around Tribble. Battle for the lead continues on, going into turn number 3. Here comes Drake to the inside, gets the job done out of turn number 4. Tribble and Pombo duking it out. Daly's going to try the inside line and slide up the track out of turn number 2.
Nice.
Well, it sure has been a competitive heat race. You see Tribble's car, the 37, starting to unravel. White flag flying for the 11A. Steve Drake, fast time qualifier. So he won the pole. He's going to win the heat race. Could he sweep it tonight? Checkered flag for Drake. Daly in the second spot. Rich in third. Tribble, Restad, and Pombo will cross the line. And that is your late model heat race. Heat race number 2 for the late models on track. Jerry Stewart will start on the pole, and 2 is outside. The 10N, Rob Sanders, Jeffrey.
Last night's winner, the 91T of Tony Toast, will start third. Fourth will be the 4E of Trent Elliott. Rounding out this field, the 17 of Larry Childress and the 16B of Randy Brown. Green flag. Into turn 1, contact. More contact. Contact again. And we're good.
And we settle it down. Settle it down.
Sanders was our second place finisher last night in the 10N machine. He actually was made a note during that interview about how he kind of ended up in the worst possible heat race last night. And it was a stacked heat race. I believe the drivers, 5 of the drivers who finished in the top 5 in the main event were in that heat race. So.
Trent Elliott on the backstretch, we saw him do the stuntman move, climb the wall, heading into turn number 3, keeps it going on the outside of Randy Brown. He's using up all the banking and then some, the 90-degree banking on the outside.
Yeah, there's a surplus up there.
There's also a couple of cameras he could have taken down with him.
That's a free DVD if you can do it. Tony Toast unable to catch Sanders right now. Looks like the best battle, besides the one that we've been watching with Elliott and Brown, is this one. Elliott able to get around Brown.
Larry Childress and Jerry Stewart racing it hard for the 3rd spot.
Stewart had an exciting first lap in this heat race. Now looking to regain, trying to get up to the 3rd spot. This race is over. He's got 3 laps to do it.
Rob Sanders, that 10N machine on screen. Taking not the white flag.
Oh, you know what, Tommy? Just a mental note. We won't be gone after this race. We got B mains.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Stewart's gonna go around at turn number 2.
As the white flag flies, is this gonna bring out a caution?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
This changes everything. For the green. 2-lap shootout. Green, white, checkered. Green flag is in the air for Sanders. Trying to hold off Toast. Oh, it looked like perhaps a little bit of contact between those two. White flag is in the air for Rob Sanders and the 10N machine. Top 2 going to finish reverse from how they finished the main event last night. Unless Toast is able to get around, Stewart pulls it in the infield. He's waving a white flag of his own. And out of turn number 4, Sanders will take the victory in this heat race. Toast, Elliott, Brown will hold off Childress. That's a wrap on heat races. Thank you for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, for those on YouTube, just a reminder, we are filming, have DVDs available if you're interested, of the entire night of racing. That's a wrap here of Low Budget TV.